And down knee pad. Hey, well, been a few days since I've been on the stream. I had a lot of client work to get after, so it's good to be back out here hanging out with everybody. Let me get my goods here. As you can see today, we got some stuff happening here. We've got, well, quite a bit going on. I have got, let's see here. I got, these are some early girl tomatoes. I got them when they were about yay big from, I think from Lowe's, maybe Home Depot. Anyways, had them in the greenhouse, get nice and big. We're fruiting already, which is good. So I've got some that are fruiting. Get these in today. We got them in our trellises, as you can see here. So we're gonna be hooking them up. And then I've got the rest of all my San Marzanos. They're ready to go. They should have been in the ground about a week ago, but life things, you know, is what it is. Kept them happy. I've got some marigolds that are going. Check this out. The marigolds that we grew in the greenhouse. Look what's happening. We're getting some flowers there, so that's good. Yeah, so we're just continuing to get them in here. Then back here, I've got, as you continue on, I've got my summer squash, I got my zucchini, I got some cucumbers. So we got a lot to get in the ground today. I've got, I'm hoping to get everything in, at least get everything in, which I should be able to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to have everybody trellised. A lot of these guys are still a little bit too little to be trellised anyways. At least I want to get the ropes run. But for now, what I want to do is, I've got an event tonight with my Chamber of Commerce. Again, you haven't been on the stream before, may not know me. I'm actually a business coach. It's my job I do most of the time. I come on here in the afternoons to hang out. So if this is your first time on the stream, checking us out live, good to have you here. Just making sure I'm in the green here. Good to have you here. Hope I earn your subscription today. If I do get your subscription, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. I'm live a little bit earlier than normal. Normally it's around 2:30, 3 o'clock, between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, I've got an event today. I shift around my client work to make sure I could get out here, because as you can see, my maters are ready. These two are definitely need to be in the ground. I can't even imagine what they look like in the container here right now. And then I've got my San Marzanos. Everything's ready to go. So we're gonna be trellising them up today. This is the trellises that we did on stream a couple weeks ago, which are done with 2x3 studs that are simply just screwed together in a couple spots, and then we just got them in the ground, no cement or nothing like that. And then I've got basically a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. So this is basically going to be the show you right here. This is going to be the tomato section of the garden. Let's see from a bigger section here. You can see kind of how that looks. So you're gonna have tomatoes. Right now they got straw over there. They're gonna get the wood chip treatment as well. Get them squared away. However, right now the straw is doing its job, so we're just gonna let it keep doing its thing for a little while we're doing this. All right. So yeah, man, it's good to be out here in the garden hanging out with everybody again. It's everybody's kind of trickling in. I know I'm catching some of you off guard there, so I apologize. But again, that's why we hit the notification bell. If you can't make it to every, I don't expect everyone to be here at every stream. Goodness, y'all got work and lives and things, but it is great when you guys do stop by, hang out. I definitely love it when you take time to share your photos that you do have. Let me know what you're building out there. Now, I will say this: I did have a bit of a garden catastrophe occur. Now, those that have been on the stream for a while know, and I'm just pulling some up right now, I did have cover crop on here. So I had winter rye that was in my garden here for, it's been there for a minute, for quite a bit of time here. It's getting big. That was just time, but however, summer showed up early, so I put my basically solarized them. Well, I checked my solarization 3 days ago just to see how everything was going along. And unfortunately, what I discovered was that sometime last year, or it had to be last year, crabgrass moved in. And I just pulled this one piece out as I was going through. So I had to turn my entire garden over, till it over. I've pulled out 10 5-gallon buckets in the last few days. I just did my entire garden, I'm sure, of just crabgrass rhizome. Just crabgrass rhizome. And a little dirt that goes with it. It is an absolute mess. of what's going on there. So I am having to, anytime I'm basically, this year is going to be going through and eyeballing everything to make sure. Anytime I see something popping up, unfortunately, I'm going to be digging up and pulling out rhizomes. I know I didn't get them all in, as we know how it goes with crabgrass. Once it gets in, it takes a few seasons to get it under control. And I've been battling in here, but I did not but it basically took over this whole section. It was pretty bad. So I just made the decision to, I typically don't like to till, but in this case, I had to get in and turn all of my soil over in the garden, and frankly, just broad fork, go through and pull basically every rhizome that I could come across. Been pulling them all out and filling up a bucket with them. But like today, I'm just tossing them over the fence and put them in the grass. I'll go pick them up after they dry out and die, which is what I've been doing. I've just been placing them over by my compost, laying them out in front of it and letting them just dry out and die that way, so they can be done. And then when they're all dried out, I'm going to put them in my burn barrel and be done with it. So like I say, you just see, dealing with lots of it right now. Okay, so with that, this is just going to be kind of an event here for a little while, unfortunately. But there's worse things in the world. Yeah, I can say that much. This is not anything terrible that's been going on. Now, before I get this in, I want to run my string down from my trellis so I can get this locked in. Hey, Casey, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, wow is probably the right thing to be saying, at least with all the drama I've had in my garden over the last couple days. But it's definitely cool to be have you on here. Yeah, so so Casey, are you a gardener? You got anything in the garden right now? You just stopping by the stream to say hi? Either way, it's cool. Oh, yeah, well, I was saying, life is pretty good for the most part, Casey. Like I was just mentioning, may not have heard that bit, but I lost well, I'm back in my war with crabgrass. I was solarizing my entire garden, my cover crop, my winter rye, but I had crabgrass move in when I didn't realize it was going on. So what ended up happening is I had crabgrass throughout my entire garden here. Ooh, roses, fruits, cool. But you can see in this area, see where it's got dirt back there? I basically had to come through my entire garden here and pull up, like I say, the number is at 10 5-gallon buckets full of crabgrass rhizome. Yeah, what kind of fruits do you grow? That's cool. Roses, roses, God bless you for doing those. That is not my style. I can't do roses. They're just, I don't think I'd be able to give them the time and care that they need. I'd end up with, whatever burnt roses look like. All right, so for those that are watching or have never done this before, as far as trellising, what you want to do when you get your trellis in place, right, and you have it up here, you actually take the string that you're going to be putting them on with, and you just bury it underneath the plant. Cherries and strawberries. I actually have, I have one raised bed, and it's for strawberries, and they're everbearing. Do you have everbearing? Yeah, they do take a lot. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things, like when I see people on the movies and they're always obsessing about their roses, there's a million things I already obsess over, and I don't think I want to add roses to that mix, to be honest. I'll leave that to other folks. They can have that obsession. But as I was mentioning, right, you got your length of string here that you're going to be using for trellising your tomato. You bury it make sure it's underneath the plant, so that way the roots will get down into it, hold on to it. Okay, that's kind of the plan. The other thing we haven't necessarily talked about in a while on the program here as we're doing this, obviously we want to keep the tag. Like I said, I raised these guys from just these little sprouts up to this point where I'm fruiting already. When you're dealing with get that out of here. Anytime you're dealing with your plant, as far as for transplanting, this goes for trees, anything. Even though they look like they're pretty solid in there, we only ever grab a hold of the stem just for stabilization. All of the effort comes back here. We always want to make sure we're loosening up, and just, you know, again, for stabilization's sake, we don't want to pull or putting undue stress on our the stem itself. You know what I mean? Now I'll give you guys take a look here. These guys are actually looking pretty good for the most part. I'm surprised. Thought there'd be more root. You can see here, I'm not necessarily root bound. We're just getting to the bottom here where it's coming around. So all in all, I think it's a good time to drop this bad boy in here, or an early girl, as the tag says. And this is just a slicing tomato. I always like to get my slicing tomatoes started early, so I can just get them going in the salads and all that other good stuff. Okay. The other piece, I just want to make sure that this is loose, but not too loose. And then let's get them in. Get you out of there for right now. Okay, the other piece here is that, oh yeah, so the other piece here when you're doing this, you want to make sure that, now there's people that tell you to bury them, and you can do that if you like. It's not necessarily my style. I'm gonna lose this guy, to be honest. It's been real, dude. Pop you over there. And I'm gonna bury this one a bit. You can kind of see here, I'm probably gonna bury it right about to here, so I gotta dig a little bit more out. So you can have that as well. Again, it'll get more roots that'll actually kick off the side. And I do bury when I'm putting them into like topsoil on the ground. I don't bury my seeds when I'm my plants when I'm transplanting them between these like these 1-inch pods. And if I was going up to like the 4-inch pods, I wouldn't be burying them, because what ends up happening is you get the roots, they end up having to grow up, and we don't want that. We want roots growing down. It's just it's easier to see when I've got it, when I'm doing it. So I will be doing starting next week. And if you haven't followed, or if you want to, you know, follow obviously and subscribe, it'd be great. Hit your notification bell. You will see I'll be starting my mums next week. They take a while to get ready to flower, so I want to get them going, you know, by the end of next week, to give myself plenty of time. There you go. That's good. And maybe a little further down. Another one of those rhizomes. So I want to give myself you know, plenty of leeway with that to get them going. The people, my mom likes the mums. Oh, thank you. And yeah, you definitely want to make sure you do those things, that notification bell, so that way you'll know when I'm coming on too. But typically I'm here 2 to 3 in the afternoon Eastern. All right, so that's good. The last thing I'm doing here, just at the bottom with the string here to make sure it's in, obviously, is I'm just breaking up the bottom of these guys a little bit. Then I want to give this guy a nice little wrap. I am gonna take the bamboo off here. There you go, it's fine. Take the bamboo off. I'm gonna get this guy wrapped up. But oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And if, you know, as always, if you know anybody who might be interested, be sure to share. You know, again, I'm just some dude, works in his, you know, just some dude comes into his garden, does some work, likes to get on here and chat with folks. So so Casey, where are you at? Yeah, where are you located at? Oh, so again, for those that are seeing here, this isn't bamboo. This is actually, you can hear it here. This is sunflower stalks from last year. So I grow sunflowers back there, and I save them and dry them and cure them over the winter in my greenhouse. So they end up basically, oh, you're in England. Oh, so this is the sun. We have the sun out today. I know you guys don't get that very much. Yeah, it's a bad joke, I know. You guys, worst place to garden, yeah. I mean, I guess, well, your peas do well there. You know, a little bit of sun, you know, you guys get the weather for it, that's for sure. Let's get rid of this guy too. All right. All right, so now we got this guy. He's been kind of hanging out nice and tight for a while. So we're just gonna wrap him up here. Wrap them up. Get this fruit. Do this thing. Right. Now these tomatoes that we have here, again, it's important to know the type of tomatoes that you have as well. In this case, these are indeterminate. These are indeterminate tomatoes. That is, they're going to keep growing as long as you keep them, basically keep water and keep supporting them. They'll keep going. They'll just keep on going up. And that's what indeterminate means. So you need to make sure you definitely understand exactly what type of, what type of actual plants you have. Cool. All right, I'll tighten that up top there just a little bit. But the other thing is you want to make sure you have enough slack in this thing, right? It's going to stiffen up a little bit. It's going to get heavier with tomatoes, but you basically keep wrapping as you're going up. I'm going to loosen this one up. I'm going to tighten it up a bit at the top. What we got here? Never any droughts. Yeah, that's no lie. That is no lie. Say my wife, when her dad was in the military, she was stationed at Bentwaters, I think was the name of it. And she wants to head back there. I lived in Italy for a while. I never made it over to England, but it is on our list to go visit soon. Make our way back over there. We'll could just do this. Let's just do this. That's what I'll do. All right, yeah, I'm just making an adjustment to the string up here. So it's got just a little bit less. So it's a little bit less loose, There we go. There we go. All right. And it'll loosen up as I need it. There we go. This guy right there. Cool. All right. So there's one. These guys are going to get a whole bunch of, as I like to say, an oppressive amount of water here soon. Once we're done here. There we go. Okay. Old Boy Scout trick there. The chav experience. Yeah, trust me. I'm there's a lot of stuff I'm glad I missed out on over the years. I can tell you that much. So, hey, so did I show up? So did I show up in your on your shorts feed, or was like I recommended? Just curious, kind of how I popped up there. Especially, it's always interesting to me how people find me. Yeah, because I'm just I only have, I think, well, now probably 307 subscribers. Thank you for that very much. Appreciate it. So it's always interesting to me how people find me. There's that. So I got this guy. Is going to drop him right here. And we're just going to do the exact same thing all over again here. And drop this in. So I'm in northern Michigan. So we are blessed today. We're shifting into Midwestern temperatures now, which is, hot and muggy, heading that direction, instead of the Canadian weather. Okay, no worries, Casey. You take care. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the subscription. I hope you have a good night, and I will, hopefully see you around the stream again. You take care. So again, what we're doing here is we've got our first of our. This was an early girl tomato I got from the. Appreciate it. Thank you, Casey. My early girl that we got from one of the box stores. I can't remember if it was Walmart or not Walmart, Home Depot or Lowe's. I think it was probably Lowe's. Where I got them, and there was just a little sprout. Oh man, I got one of my wild garlics. Yeah, I hate it when I dig them up. Oh well. There you go, buddy. All right, and so I've got another one. This one is going to be a red beef steak that's going in. Again, it's another early slicer. We just want to make sure we have these in. Yeah. And it's just something that I do. I like to have, when I'm starting everything off, I want to make sure I have a collection of, tomatoes coming together at the different times. So like these are already fruiting. I've got some here. This guy is getting ready to fruit. Looks like it, at least. So I'm going to have, a good selection of fruit here soon, which is what you want. And then I've got, on the ones right behind you, I've got another set of 60-day hybrids that'll be ready here in a month. Fruit should be out and doing its thing. So basically, starting in 2 weeks through the rest of the year, I should have plenty of fresh tomatoes to have for the house. That's just kind of the idea. Want it to be done that way. Okay. There we go. All right. So as we were saying before, these guys are looking pretty good. They're not too bad as far as being root bound or anything. They're in good shape. So I like that. That's a good news story. Now, the next bit here is getting this next bit of trellising done here. These, get him. There we go. That's gonna go here. Now these I'm separate, giving them a little bit more space than I normally do. Simply just because I want these guys to just start fruiting. The other plants that I'm going to be putting in, definitely not going to be as near. The spacing will not be near as far, or near as distant. It'll be a lot closer. Cool. All right. This guy, let's go right about here. And like I said, we always bury the string underneath the plant, so the roots will grow into it and just hold it down. We do that with all of them we put it. I won't be doing it with my smaller tomatoes quite yet. I'll probably come in and run all the strings. I don't know, we might do that. We'll see how we're doing on time. I want to get these in today. All right, so here's that guy there. Looks pretty good. Let's get this filled in. Let's get this. Okay, great. All right. It's just a little bit bigger. Make sure it's going to sit down where I need it to. Oh yeah, this guy's going to take off just great. Perfect. Love it. Let's go over there. Just a little trim, a little haircut. Ain't gonna hurt it none. Yeah. So let's go ahead. Get this guy. I'm gonna take this knife and leave it out of my pocket here. Keep putting it away. Don't need to do that. I want to do it not when I'm trellising these tomatoes. I need my knife out the whole time, basically. There's that. Yeah, this sunflower stalk, they're so useful. I'm going to be using a bunch of them here in a little bit. We're getting this set up. So if you have not been on the stream before, welcome. Good to have you on here. Today is a busy day. I've got a lot of stuff to get in the ground. So we got to get this done. I've got an event I have to go to here later this evening. So I've got to get these guys in the ground, get everybody kind of trellised up here. So we'll be good. Got the house sparrow over there talking to me again today. Always comes by to check out, see what I'm doing. Someone's keeping an eye on me. Nothing wrong with that. Cool. All right, so there's that one. Got some additional soil over here. Not really good to have this out, but that's all right. We will move them that way. There we go. I'll eventually come back over here with some more. Excuse me. I'll eventually come back over here with some more wood chips, get this tank here. All right, so this is my red beef steak. Just gonna drop that there for now. Okay, on to our next sets here. I'm gonna drop, actually, before I go any further, I'm gonna put a couple marigolds in. Try to brighten it up a little bit. Drop them in right on the end here. These ones are easy. Marigolds are some of the easiest flowers to grow. They really don't care. Good news story is that right now, we got this guy. This one right here. Ugh, come on. Give it up, you. Got my first one, actually, my marigolds. First one's actually starting to bloom right there. Look at that. All right. We'll call that a good news story. We're gonna just drop this guy right in here. Oop. Get that rhizome out of there. Yeah, just got to keep my eyes open still. Like I said, battling a bit of an infestation when it comes to crabgrass here. I had to completely do almost emergency surgery on my garden because of the amount that had moved in. So wasn't a lot of fun here earlier this week. I said I got 10 5-gallon buckets of crabgrass rhizome out of my garden today, or out of my garden this week. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. Don't want to get upset, just ain't happy either. Okay, so now for these last couple here, I'm going to go ahead and string these, get them going. And these are my San Marzanos that are going in. So these are my, basically these are my early girls, early girl, and this is red beefsteak. Let me put this down here a little bit. You guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Apologize if I'm right up on your face there. There you go. That's a little better for the experience. So I got these trellised, these trellised. I'm going to be dropping 1, 2, 3 more lines right now so that I can get these San Marzanos in. So that's where we're at. Again, for those just joining the stream, my name is Ryan. Ryan Howe. Just a dude, likes to work in his garden, in his yard. I like to hang out with folks like you while I'm doing it. Oh man, I'll tell you, I am thankful for the clouds today though. This last week, I love the sun. Like my favorite. But man, I was getting a lot of sun these last few bits, so it was definitely a nice change of pace today to not have the sun, glaring down on me. Also basically sweating off about 2 gallons a day was not that much fun either. But got to get that water weight off in the winter one way or the other, I suppose. Got my neighbor across the way, Candy. She's doing good. I'm excited for her. Looks like she's got her garden enclosure open, so she is going to be. She's going to be active over here in a little bit, getting her garden set up. She always does a good job. Her brother-in-law comes over, I think, and works the garden. They always do a really good job. Always looks nice. Oh, got that wind picking up. Let's see how quickly I can get these guys in, because I get them in, get them set, then get them rolling here. Cool. All right. The bright side, it doesn't take very long to get these little guys in. You basically pop them in. So I like them again. So yeah, this is basically I'm towards the back end of all of my my greenhouse stuff. My greenhouse is basically empty now. Got a few things left in there that I still got to get in the garden, but after today, I mean, there's not much keeping me from getting all my tomatoes in, my zucchini, my summer squash, my cucumbers. Should be able to get most everything in today, as long as I hurry. What I got here? Got an hour and a half. Should be able to do so. Start the timer now. See how fast I can get her in there. All right. So again, I'm just getting in my a little bit of a side quest here. See, crabgrass rhizome. Dun, dun, dun. Got a couple here. Get these guys out of here. Oh, that rhizome. Like I said, I've gotten 10 5-gallon buckets of this crap out the last couple days. Completely had to change my garden plan because of that. Not exactly made me a happy guy, I can tell you that much. Another one. Come here. 2 more. So we're just chunking them out now. All right, so I got my San Marzanos here that we will be planting. Right? They are totally ready to go in the ground. They are super excited. When I told them they were going in the ground today, they were totally psyched. They're like, thank you, Ryan. Let's get rolling. You can see right here, and they're going to get buried pretty well. They're going to get nice and buried here. Now, the reason I had to go through after all of this, even though I was solarizing my garden, or my cover crop to kill it off, the rhizomes can go anywhere between, just beneath the surface to almost 6 inches down. So you have to go in, either poison them to get rid of them or pull them out. And I'm not going to put poison I'm not going to poison my garden. So Ryan got to spend the last few days living the good life by going through, not tilling, but I was broad forking my entire garden. Let me get the soil here. And with this, we are going to bury our little friend here, our little San Marzano tomato. If you haven't grown them, they're great. They're kind of like Roma. Kind of like Roma. Very similar shape. People think they are when they see them. They have a different texture and different flavor, though. And I use them for canning. So anyways, we're going to bury this. Then cover her up with our mulch. All right, that's one down. Let's just keep on moving down the line here. All right, give you a little something to drink. Nope. You guys have something? Yeah. Okay. Now I got a few marigolds I got to get in the ground too, as we're moving along here. Just kind of popping them in wherever along the line. So I hope you guys are having a good day today. Appreciate you joining me on the stream. Had a good client meeting today. Got to talk about all sorts of goodness, which is always near the top of my list that I get to help my clients out, especially when they got some important stuff they got to take care of for their employees. More of that. Okay, let's get this one in. Now, this is, just so folks have a better understanding where we're at, this is the west side. This direction is the west side of my garden. North is this direction. So I have, all my tomatoes are basically over here on the southwest corner of my garden. Last year I had all my tomatoes on just on the south side, all the way over here. But the issue became, because of where my house is at, which is just right there, that side, the southeast corner of my garden did not get enough sun. It lost almost an hour. Gosh, I want to say somewhere close to an hour and a half to 2 hours less sun in this area over here. So we are taking advantage of that this year. You're trying to be smart about it and just moving everybody over here. All right, let's get you guys buried a little bit more. Oh, shoot. Did you not? One. Oh, you didn't get in there. Man, come on now. Get it together, Ryan. Okay, cool. So we got it buried in there. That's what we want. Okay. There's that guy. And just put some mulch around it. So hope everybody's having a good day today. We are having a good day out here in the garden. It's been somewhat cloudy, which has been a nice change of pace. The last couple days when I've been in here getting the wood chips and everything squared away in the garden has been there hasn't been a cloud in the sky. And I think we even got an extra sun just to mess with me. And I had to kind of get all this stuff squared away so I can get my tomatoes in the ground. Need them squared. Need these guys all squared away. Just gonna bury this guy down. Bury him down. Keep burying. Keep burying. Keep burying. There we go. Then make sure this is secured in there, which it is. All right, sorry. I get quiet when I gotta focus. Doesn't happen very often. Okay, so that's set. That's set. These guys are all doing well. Cool. All right, that's row number one. Let's get some these marigolds in the ground over here. This is on the outside portion here. That'll be good. Yeah, I've got a ton of flowers this year for the garden, so it is definitely going to be garden fest or flower fest around here, which is always good. You want to try to have as many flowers as you can in the garden. Load them up. Pollinators love them. Try to train like early. And we're going to train the pollinators to come here to eat. Come here and get their grub. So that way when I have my vegetables are ready to flower, they're already used to coming over here. That's what we want. My goodness, that was a lot. Okay. This guy right here. Yeah, there's those marigolds. Cool. Tomatoes look good. Tomatoes look good. On to our next spot here. Make our way down the line. The rest of this we should be cruising. You know, this is the first bit. It took a little while, just kind of get a rhythm. Now we are cooking, folks. We are cooking. Let me move you down here. Just making our way down the line. We're doing tomatoes today. Our tomatoes set up. How does that look? Going a little bit off there. Straighten you up. I'm trying to get anybody seasick today. Got to keep this moving. My wife got this for me. That was super sweet of her. Little thing, be like, hey. All right, so again, we are planting San Marzano tomatoes. They're going in today. And I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to see how many we got left here. Actually, I'm going to do some math. I think that's the important part here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so we're going to do 7 in each one of these. That's the thing. So let me go ahead. You know, I'm going to get them in the ground first. And I'm going to come back and trellis them later, I think. Nah, we'll do it now. I think let me just run all the lines first. I think that's what we need to do. Let's do that. Fight that urge to be, you know, want to do it the right way from the beginning, you know what I mean? So again, haven't you been on here before? My name's Ryan Howe. This guy likes to work out in his garden, out in his yard. Likes to hang out with people on stream and talk about gardening and stuff. I'm up here in northern Michigan, and as I mentioned earlier, we are transitioning into Midwest weather, which means hot and muggy and hot, which is prime tomato weather. Still got the cold mornings, you know. Not worried about the frost though. I think we're definitely past any worry about frost. So we can take that off the list of concerns, which is a good thing. You know, it just makes it easier. Plus, I was saying, I'm getting stuff out of my greenhouse. These poor guys have been stuck in my greenhouse for over a month now. Just say, I thought we're ready to get going. What's happening? So, more than happy to help them out here. Yeah, get them going. And again, with what we're doing here, we are starting our lines to trellis our tomatoes. You know, they don't need them right yet. They're still just little ones. But we want to have them in the ground early, the string in the ground early, so the roots will grow around it and lock it in. That's one of the reasons we start everything so early, or where we do this first. So that way, the tomatoes, they get big and strong and they're ready to get rolling. We have, you know, they've already got a firm attachment to the string down at the base and then up here, obviously at the higher level. Just trying to help them out. That's really it. There's not much, you know, as far as, you know, overthinking it, you can, you know, but really you just want to, you know, this is simply just to help. Now, you only do this trellis with indeterminate tomatoes. And again, indeterminate tomatoes, they grow for an indeterminate height, basically. They're vines. They'll just keep on growing as long as you support them. And again, you'll be able to tell that if you don't know if you have indeterminate tomatoes or not that you bought. They actually will say it on the seed packet or on the, when you pick them up, they've got the little tab that'll go in if you're buying them from the, you know, from the nursery, or you can just ask, they'll tell you. They're more than happy to fill you in at the nursery, if that's where you're buying from, hopefully, or if you're getting from the box store, it'll say on there. But you can also look up, you know, hit a Google search if you don't know what your, if you don't know if the plant that you picked up, the tomato plant, is indeterminate or not. And then once you know, if it is a determinate, you know, if it's a determinate tomato, you just use a tomato cage for that, because it ends up being like a bush. It's only going to grow about yay high, and then it'll stop fruiting. It'll fruit a whole bunch, and that'll be it. But in the case of these San Marzanos are indeterminate, I can just keep on rocking. So I'm going to get a huge fruiting, and then the initial fruit will be a lot, and that's what I'll be canning. And then the second batch will be less throughout the year, and you know, I'll make it work. So it is what it is. Here's these. All right, let's get these guys in the ground. So again, welcome to the stream, everybody. If you haven't been here before, my name's Ryan. We are planting San Marzano's tomatoes right now. We're trellising them. Well, we're starting them on the trellis. We're not actually trellising them. They're too little. They're just little guys right now. Yeah, I'm clearing out my greenhouse. So this is a nice, see who we're dealing with here. Ugh. Got our guys right here going in. So it's greenhouse clearing day, basically. I've got them, plus I've got my squash, zucchini, and then cucumbers that are going to be going up. I've got a trellis for my cucumbers right here. I'm going to put them on either side. They're ready to go, which would be great. I mean, they'll be ready to go this year for sure. Again, last year there was a little issue. It was a brand new house, and I wasn't really quite sure as far as like the makeup, where the best spots were. I got a late start. You know, I still produced a ton, but get those guys off of there. And with this, we're definitely going to bury these a good amount. Bury these plants to help them get some side roots going first. And this is the only time that I recommend, as far as like burying them. When you're burying when you're transplanting from like the 1 inch to the if you're transplanting from this size to the larger, don't bury them. The reason being is that the roots have to grow up, and it's not something you necessarily want to do. When you plant them in the ground like this, or in their final, you're doing a container, a potted plant form or whatever like that, that's different. You can go ahead and get them there. So busy talking, I forgot to bury my string. That happens a lot on this. You'll see me do it probably 3 more times. I get talking with you all and I forget to focus on making sure they get that string buried. So again, now we've got this string, these big pieces out of here. Got this guy buried, got it connected at the top. So as this plant gets, about yay high, you simply just wrap the string around it to support it as it's growing up. So from the top, it's supported, and at the bottom, it's not, flopping all over. That's the idea. That is the idea, folks. And here I have a, again, and I always go through, I put my mulch down first, especially when I've got these new guys here, because I'm trying to make sure that, oh boy, missed one. Okay, so I think it was, got a little bit more right here. There we go. So I had a crabgrass infestation here I was talking about earlier on the stream. I'm still finding, I pulled out 10 buckets full of crabgrass rhizome over the last couple days. So that's been a little bit of drama in the garden, dealing with that. Would you let go, please? Thank you. Anyways, what was I saying? Anyway, get these things trellised. It'll be going to be good to go. But yeah, I tell you, it is good to have my greenhouse pretty much cleared out. That is nice. Gonna take these little leaves off of there. And like I was saying, these guys are, they're just now getting to the point where they're ready to get out of here. We're trying to find a spot. But I am going to bury them basically right about up to there, just to make sure. And that's going to kick off those side roots. Now those roots that come off of the tomato, like when you bury it and it makes more roots, those aren't necessary. Those aren't really nutrient roots. They're not going to help the plant grow stronger as far as for nutrients. It will, however, help the plant for stabilization. And that's one of the main reasons that we want to do that. Those roots they're just a different style. I can't remember the name of them. I looked it up a couple days ago, but for life of me, I can't remember what the name is. But it is obviously different than the roots that they do have when they're kicking off for feeding, which is fine. All right, so there's that. Get you guy down there. Get you there. All right, we're doing good. Second one. Moving on down the line. Whew. So I remember doing this, helping out with my grandma when I was younger. So I was doing tomatoes and other stuff. She wasn't as, I grew up on Alton Brown, and my wife was talking about it the other day, but I grew up on Alton Brown. So I'm always trying to science everything, and I'm not trying to be like a nerd about it. I do like to understand this from look at these crabgrass. Look at this, these rhizomes. Boo, boo. I am trying to better understand, what the processes are, so I can hopefully help, be more successful with my, with my harvest, my planting, and you also, end of the day, it's kind of an agreement. You enter into an agreement with your plants. You're like, hey, I'm gonna grow you from a seed. I'm gonna take care of you. I just want to eat your fruit. You know what I mean? Like, these tomatoes. Want to help you out, but you need to know exactly what they want. Yeah. And that's all that is as far as research. That's why I was looking it up, see if I can learn what the name of those roots are. And just have a better understanding. And of course, I forgot the name of them. But I do have a better understanding exactly what they do, how they work, etc., which is just as important as far as I'm concerned as remembering the name. So I understand when and how to try to get those roots to kick off. It's like right now, there we go. May not be the bestest time, or when they're transplanting them into other other pots, other containers, may not be the right time to do it. But in the ground here, where they're going to be here for a while, we absolutely want to help them off by doing that. So that's what we're going to do. Cool. All right. We're making great time today, folks. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're cooking. Even with me talking and making mistakes along the way, we're still doing good. Okay. Okay. Another one. Man, I just keep finding them. And we'll see how these do. Like I say, they probably could have been out here last week. They'd probably be a lot happier if they were out here last week, to be honest. But I just did not have the space prepared yet to be able to have them out here. You know, that's bad on me. See, got talking again. Got to bury the string. Let's get that string down there. Get down there, you. I didn't have the space prepared like I should have. You know, that's not fair to the plants when they're ready to get in the ground. You know, you want to be as close to getting them in the ground as you can, you know. Okay, so there's that one. All right. Okay, we're doing San Marzanos here. And this is my sixth row of tomatoes here that I'll have. I'm gonna end up with close to 50. What am I gonna have? 7 times 8, so close to 56. 56, 54, 56, something like that. Because a couple of these are going to be short as far as the rows, which happens. Okay, you can just go over there for now. But beyond that, make sure I got the right one in here. And what we're doing, when you're trellising your tomatoes, right, you tie it off first at the top, and then you bring your string down underneath and you put it on the bottom underneath the plant. So as it's growing, all of these roots that are right there are going to get intertwined with our tomato friend here. With the roots are going to get intertwined with the string. So now you're going to have a nice solid foundation for this guy. There we go. Nice solid foundation, and then it's secured at the top, which is going to help this tomato grow up nice and strong and fast to be good to go. Because the other piece here, again, the reason that we trellis our tomatoes, you know, obviously, depending on the type, but especially here, these are indeterminate tomatoes. The less that they have to expend energy on basically supporting themselves, the more energy they have for making fruit. That's what we want. More energy. Let's make more fruit. Let's make bigger fruit. Make more delicious fruit. Don't worry about making a big old tough stalk. We got you, homie. We got you for that. All right. So again, same principle here. We're gonna grab this string here. It's gonna make its way down in here. Bury this guy down. Just keep on burying. I'll cover them up. Loose. And again, I won't need to come and like actually secure these, you know, these little guys for a couple weeks, you know, frankly, almost a month. But I've already got the strings in place, so that's what we want to do. Just, you know, take care of the work while you're here, but it also just makes for a better It makes for an easier gardening down the road. It's one of those things like do the work now so you don't have to do the work later. You can spend your time on basically, at that time, it's like weed patrol, and you don't want to have to do any sort of like re-engineering or even possibly have to pull the plant out at that point. So again, San Marzano tomato, just a little guy. Get that string in there. And here, just secure you down there. There we go. Okay, doing good. Doing good. Let's get a marigold at the end here, just so I kind of have one in here. Now, preferably you'd use French marigolds. I don't have those this year. I just have the little dwarf ones that Mom wanted. But I'm going to hope that my tomatoes don't know any different, and the enzymes are still super awesome. Okay, on to our next piece here. Move on down the line. We want to get these tomatoes in. Oh, and I really, really, really want to get those squash and zucchini in today. So that needs to happen. See how that looks. Make sure you guys look all right. Yeah, you can kind of see me from there. Cool. All right, so again, as we're saying here, we are trellising tomatoes. That's what's happening here today. Along with, they're saying I've got some zucchini and some other stuff I'm doing. But all in all, good. What happened here? Sorry, I'm just going to look at my peas real quick. They kind of fell over. How did you fall over? Sorry, I'm just fixing my peas here. I had one of my peas decided to take a tumble on me, so I'm going to give a little support here. What happened there? Guys, we're doing... Oh, looks like the string broke or something. How did that happen? That's weird. All right, so I may have to do some repairs here the next couple days. That's not good. Sorry, folks, just off screen here doing some emergency pea saving. Okay. Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna have to restring them. That's not good. I always hate it when that happens. Okay, so as we were gonna get back to getting our tomatoes strung up here. Make sure that these are good. And again, this is simply just the trellises that we built on stream a couple weeks ago. It's kind of nice to see these guys up and getting utilized like I want them to. Nice addition to the garden. Say that much. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Make sure it wasn't too short. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and get all 7 of these lines done now. Get them done ahead of time so I can just zip along the ground here and get these guys planted. Man, it's been looking like it's wanted to rain all day today. I don't know if it's just got that feel about it, but it's just been cloudy, which I'll take, of course. Clouds are definitely welcome. Especially since I'm transplanting everybody today. Make sure they got some nice, the clouds definitely help with the transplant, that's for sure. And always one of the things we do, we make sure that we're always, anytime we're doing transplants, do your best to do them in the afternoon. One of those things, for whatever reason, if it's the intensity of the sun or whatever it is, they're busy making food. It's hard to say, but plants do markedly better if they get the rest like overnight, like when it's dark out. So even if you transplant during the day, like say first thing in the morning, if there's a way that you can cover them up or if you're transplanting within potted plants, stick them in a closet for 10-12 hours or just over it for the day, and they'll do markedly better. It's just one of those things I've discovered over the years. They're just so much healthier. All right, just cruising here. But yeah, doing good here on the stream today. We are getting some work done here. So definitely appreciate y'all coming by here, especially hanging out here, doing some gardening. I mean, definitely worse places to be, am I right? You know what I mean? But especially today is a good day. Tomato day is always a fun day. Getting tomatoes in the ground. Getting them in the ground, getting them moving is always a good day. Okay, got my last one here, and then we're doing San Marzanos. I love these tomatoes. They're just tasty. We're going to be canning them up this year. So that's also, awesome as well. House sparrows are coming by again. I always love those house sparrows. They're always stopping by to say hi. Always stopping by to see what's up, Again, if you haven't been on the stream before, welcome. Again, my name's Ryan. Come online here just about every single day between 3 and 5 Eastern to, work in the garden, work my greenhouse, do stuff in the yard. So it's good to see you. And today we are planting my tomatoes. We've been clearing out the greenhouse. I got tomatoes, I got squash, I've got zucchini, and I've got help me out here. Use your other words, Ryan. Cucumbers that we're going to get in the ground today. Everybody is getting in the ground today. Whether the zucchini and the squash are getting staked is a completely separate conversation. But I am going to get them in the ground today at least. That's super important. Huh. I'm just looking up, seeing if that looks like rain or not. I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Either way, I don't think it's going to rain too much. All right. Oh, actually. 1, 2, 3. We want this guy right there. Maybe tomato. Let's put this little guy in there. So I got this little guy here. He was kind of struggling in the greenhouse. We'll see how he does out here. Hopefully he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. We're going to make sure that these guys get a nice big old chunk of water to drink here. And get this string down. And it's definitely early enough in the season where I've got to, replace him with somebody in the lineup. If he doesn't make it, it's fine. We can always get some other players on the field with him, take his place. We're going to make sure that he's got everything he can need to possibly be successful this year. Okay. And then before I go too far, I just want to drop marigold right. I put the wrong string in. No. Hate it when it's windy out here. That happens a lot. I put the wrong string in. The wrong string blows over when I'm not paying attention. Okay, there's that. You're good. You're in a good spot. Okay, best I can do for you, bud. All right, so I get the marigold in the ground over here. And just want to kind of have these marigolds randomly scattered around to help train. They give off the French version of the marigolds. They give off they're a good companion plant. The the dwarf marigolds, they don't kick off the same type of enzyme that the French marigolds do. But my mom wanted to do dwarf marigolds this year, so I mean, I'm not going to say no to free marigolds, right? Especially, free. I mean, I've raised them all in my greenhouse, So we did like, and I did a few too many. I did 100 and I think it was 174 total marigolds this year. We had so many. So again, we're doing these here. These are our San Marzanos. They are, love San Marzanos. They're tasty. They're going to get canned this year, at least the first round. After that, we'll see, you know, how many come up and what the batches look like. But at least for the first round of them, we're gonna be canning them this year. Yeah, we're just getting the trellising going here. Want to get these guys out of the greenhouse and let give them a chance to kind of get established here. They've been good little soldiers hanging out in the greenhouse waiting their turn. So it is finally their turn to get in the ground. I want to make sure I give them the best opportunity I can to be successful. Do that. We're going to be, why we built these trellis a couple streams ago. I don't know if any of you guys were on the stream for that, but that was a fun time. I only made one mistake, which is rare for me. Normally it's one mistake on every step. So the fact that I got just one mistake that frankly I can fix, but I'm not going to. Just more kind of just look at it and laugh every time I see it. It has to do the way that these boards here, not this one, the different set of them, the way they're aligned. They're off a little bit. You'd have to be able to notice, you know what you're looking for to see it. But since I know what I'm looking for, I can see it, and it makes me sad. That's okay. All right, next one, right here. All right. Well, I hope everybody's having a good day today. Can't really beat it. It's just been a absolutely gorgeous day here in northern Michigan. Absolutely gorgeous. Great day to be out and just doing stuff in the yard. Even better day to be out here in the garden doing stuff. I've got I'm going to be doing a stream here. Have a stream, but I also have a long form video coming out about it. I'm going to be building a little vegetable stand just so I can give out some of my stuff to my neighbors here. I'm going to be building that out. Probably in a couple weeks, I think. Be doing that. So that'll be a fun build. You'll see that on a long form video. You'll see. So make sure you're subscribed for that one. I'll do it on stream as well. Good Lord, come on, Ryan. I'll do it on stream as well. A portion of it at least. Probably the assembly. Piecing it together so everybody can see that, because there's going to be a lot of, well, it's like with any sort of woodworking project. There's a lot of bits and pieces that go into it, and it's not necessarily something you can stream. You can stream it, I suppose, but I don't think my core demographic really wants to see that. I want to see more of probably the finished product being put together and put out. At least that's what I think. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments if you actually would like to see me stream the full actual build. Let me get some soil over here. Come here. Just trying to bury this guy a little bit, make sure we're want that clay in there. Don't want him swinging around too much to start. Get those roots squared away. There we go. Okay. Then we're here. Cool. Okay. Moving on. On to our next spot here. Yeah, we just got clouds and clouds and clouds and clouds and clouds coming down. No rain though. Although that feels like a gust front. Don't smell any rain though. Okay. Get this in here. Wood chips out of there. Okay. Really? Come on, man. That's one thing. Doing this when the wind's blowing even a light breeze when you're trying to trellis these things is such a pain. At least getting them started. Once they're in the ground, you know, it's not a problem with all the wind blowing and string because you got the base secured. But until you have this base secured, which is why when we plant tomatoes, we put the string underneath the plant to make sure it gets locked in nice and solid. There's no worries. Cool. All right, doing good. I got 2 left here, these San Marzanos. Then we'll get into our last row here. Last row of maters. That'll be all my maters in the ground for this year. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like six sparrows over there looking at me like, "What are you doing, Ryan? Who are you talking to?" Thinking I'm crazy over here. Which again, most of my neighbors have no idea that I actually do the streaming thing. So they think I'm over here, you know, a couple of them kind of figured out. One of them figured out that I have a camera over here and I'm chatting with folks. But most of the folks still have not. You see me out here doing my thing, which I would definitely like to keep it that way. And it's not because, you know, I don't want people knowing or anything like that, but, you know, it's just kind of a thing I do. The more people that know about it, then it's a thing that people think I do. And, you know, it's just one of those things. I'd rather talk to you guys about it because we're here to talk about gardening and doing gardening stuff, right? Yeah, that's the good stuff. Let's get this string in there where it should have been in the first place. There you go. Okay, so I've got one more San Marzano basically right here. Move you guys back a little bit. Right there. You can see this last guy I'm going to do for this row. Right there. Oh yeah, that's nice and loose. Good, 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 good. It's always a good sign. We do not want a lot of compaction. Okay, we got our San Marzano here. Going to be going in. Make sure the string goes underneath the tomato. Going underneath, where it's actually touching the roots. You come in and backfill it. Just make sure you got it completely covered up. We're going to bury this tomato. Nice and deep. Some extra soil, make sure we're nice and covered up here. Great. All right. And again, when you bury your tomatoes, again, you bury them down deeper, right? Like this one here. Take them out now because we're going to bury them in a second. Won't hurt them none. Actually, not this guy. Let's do this one. There we go. So on this one, right, we're going to bury it right to there. Because all of this all right here will actually turn into roots that'll kick off to the side. But we don't do this with our, when we're putting them into other planters. But anyways, you do you. If you have success with it, you know, you go ahead and keep doing that thing. All right, so let's get this last set of them here. Just kind of moving along, doing our thing, living our best life here, folks. There you go. While we were busy trellising tomatoes. Hey, buddy, find anything? No, got a robin over there looking through to see if they can find some snacks. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 for this one. Cool. Ooh wee. Let's see how this goes. And this wind is not really going to be my friend today. Which is okay. Everything's fine. Doing good. Just go one more wrap around. here, bring it down to here. Good. This guy here. Oof. Get these guys done, and then it's gonna be speed racing to get everything else in here, so I can get everything watered and get on the road. Gotta get my butt over, next county over for a Chamber of Commerce event. But I got to get these guys in the ground today, so these are the decisions we're making, right? And if I got to be late to something, I'd rather be late to a Chamber of Commerce event than, like I had to do earlier. Like I was working with clients all morning. I had to make sure all their stuff was done because obviously if it's my clients. And then once they were good, I was able to get out here. Again, this obviously was secondary, making sure my clients were done. The Chamber of Commerce event, hey, I can, that's for potential clients, or I might meet somebody. That can wait. That can wait. We're gonna make sure we're taking care of stuff here. Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited for tomorrow too. So my live program that I do, and we're just trellising tomatoes here, folks, and just kind of shooting the breeze. If you haven't been here before, my name is Ryan Howe. I just come out here and do some work in the garden, hang out with folks, do some good stuff, But so anyways, so I was mentioning before, excited for tomorrow for my live stream that I do on the business side of this channel. I'm excited for it because it's going to be a Research Friday, like my favorite day to do work, or one of my favorite days to stream the business one. Research Friday. It's a lot of fun. We just go through and do research, just digging stuff up. Love it. Cannot beat it. Okay, so now I've got these last 6 I got to get in. We'll clear that off just a little bit. Okay. Now these last 6 that we're getting in here. Hopefully everybody's going to behave themselves. All right. We will see. Okay. Let's get this guy in. Okay, I've got a San Marzano here. String goes in first. Just gonna bury him down. There we go. Perfect. What I'll be doing, I'm just going to be watering the bejesus out of this for the next ever. Hey, buddy. Oh, we got a Gospik over there. Just let me know that they're around. It's also awful considerate. You know what I mean? Nice of that bird. Say, hey man, I'm here. Very considerate. Always love when they come to all this clay out there. One thing here in Michigan where we're at, we have, and definitely areas in my garden. I've got most of it under control, but some of the areas in my garden are just ridiculous with clay. Wish there was a better way to say it, but that's really the only way to describe it. They're just ridiculous with clay. I mean, it is absolutely nuts how much clay we have. It's just insane. the glaciers and the ice sheets are over top of us. They did a really great job of just dumping every bit of clay they could find directly on top of, well, frankly, where my garden's at. But this area is just so much clay. It just makes gardening a little bit more challenging at times. But I mean, and of course by at times I mean, you know, basically all the time. It's a real pain to work through. Okay, next one right here. All right. And what I mean by clay, that's what I mean. Literally just big honking chunks of clay. It's one thing to have a little bit of clay in your ground, but it's another thing to basically just be all clay. And these guys have been struggling. It's interesting. Some of my San Marzanos took a while to come up. This wasn't exactly a. I'm not happy with the seeds this year. They were. I think I only had about 80% germinate, so that's not really that good. So, got to be kind of. Again, I can always get another pack of them. Get them going. They'll just be late. You know, isn't ideal. You know, you want, especially when you're canning, you want all your stuff really to be coming together at the same time, if all possible. You're just doing one set at a time, right? But that's not always the case. Another chunk of crabgrass in there too. Of course I did. All right. What is funny though, and like the area of my garden off to right behind where you're at, is where my tomatoes were last year. My cherry tomatoes, and they were all late to the show. Like they were, you know, they were way behind where they should have been. It was just they weren't getting enough sun. So, oh come on, I had you in there. Anyways, you know, I just let a lot of them basically just go last year. They died with all of their. It's just a sea of small tomato plants germinating over there right now. It's just hundreds of them going, which is a good thing. That means I'm getting viable. So when I go and harvest them next year or this year, you know, my plants later this year, we're gonna have a bunch of viable. And I know I'm gonna have some viable seeds. So that's a good thing. I'll take that as a good news story. Definitely take that as a good thing. Get in there. Okay. This guy here. Yeah, you guys just did not kick off a lot of roots this year. I'm not happy with this germination with these San Marzanos. They're gonna struggle, I think. That's not good. I have plans for them. If I have to go buy tomatoes to can, that's weird. I think they'll be okay. I may just have to can later than I expected, but I don't know. They've got a good month head start. I think they should be okay. I'm gonna get this guy in there. Get you in there. Cool. Okay. A little struggle for these aren't going to hurt them anyways. All right, so I'm going to my last San Marzano tomato here, and then we're going to get started on. We're going to get my squash, my zucchini, and my cucumbers in the ground. You can see them right there. Get those guys in the ground next, and then that's going to be about. Yep, I got to be done here in a little while. So I can. So I still got to get everybody watered and. getting into here? Oh, that's what. Clay. More clay. This part of my garden I absolutely loathe. It is the bane of my existence. It's so frustrating because of all of the clay here. We've got to kind of work around it, which we will. It's a minor complaint, not a big complaint. And we try not to be, we don't worry about too much on this channel. So here is the last San Marzano I got going in. Say hi, everyone. Say hi to everybody. And bury this guy down nice and deep. Nice and deep. Give him a little trim. Make sure he's got plenty of soil around him. Try to make sure everybody doesn't. Oh, that's clay. Again, clay is great once you have, you know, if you have a permanent, like, I want to say this here. If you have a perennial and it'll take in some clay, you'll never have to worry about watering it. I mean, there's that, which is nice, but everything else, ugh, just a pain getting them going. Cool, cool. All right, there's that, folks. Nice work. Well, there we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. All right, we did that. Nice. That's a whole bunch of tomatoes, folks. All of them looking pretty happy. Got them in. Doing good. Okay. Next up, I think probably this direction. Probably gonna be the way to go. And we're gonna have a bit of a conundrum here. Actually, you know what? I betcha. Sorry, folks. Got some stuff. Yeah, I got some client work going up. I got to stop. Hey, I'll see you next time. Take care.